63-60, ending GU's hopes of back-to-back Elite Eights for the first time in school history. And the story, 17 turnovers, especially late, costing the Zags dearly. The better two-thirds of our sports team, Sarah Wheeler and Keith Oso, saw this one courtside tonight. And guys, Gonzaga has had some difficult tournament losses over the years. Have to think this one is right up there.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, you know, people are talking about the Adam Morrison loss. Well, that Adam Morrison loss with UCLA was a massive lead with, like, no time left, and they let that one go. You might compare it to the Blake Stepp missed bank shot in double overtime against Arizona. You don't see a lot of these games over the years with Gonzaga go down to the last possession. So when it comes down to a game late, they turn it over, and they feel like it's just right there for the taking. It's not there. That's a pretty crushing loss, but expectations going into the tournament maybe make it easier to take.
Well, exactly. I mean, just a month ago, we didn't even think Gonzaga was going to be in the NCAA tournament at all and here in the Sweet 16. So certainly exceeding the expectations of everyone's. But Coach Few saying afterwards, they're going to look back on this and be proud of it, but tonight, not a night to do that. So afterwards, these guys really disappointed.
Yeah, we feel like we let it slip. I think we're in control of the game 38 minutes of that, and then we just let it go the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, little plays here and there down the stretch. We turned the ball over, and they were grabbing the offensive rebounds. They were really crashing the glass hard, and we just couldn't pull one down.
Yeah, I mean, one part is a march. That's definitely going to happen in games. Another part is we let it slip. I mean, as I said, the turnovers, they beat us on the glass in the last minute of the game, which was big time in offensive rebounds.
Just didn't make enough plays down the end, and gosh, we gave up a bunch of offensive rebounds there. Our defense had just been stellar all night. It's been stellar all through this tournament. And I think we gave up 6 or 7 offensive rebounds, which Syracuse is really good at.
You heard Coach Few there mentioning the offensive rebounds. The Zags out-rebounded the Orange for much of that game until the end, and then, of course, the turnovers too, 17 of those hurting the Zags. But afterwards, Coach Few with nothing but, you know, praise for his team and the way his guys fought throughout the season despite, you know, extenuating circumstances.
When you look at the stat sheet of this, outside of turnovers, this team had no business losing this game, and they told us as much. I mean, if they don't turn it over, they win. They were in control early. They let them back in it. They got the lead again late. They let them back in it and eventually lost the game. So, Will, to answer your question, I don't know where it ranks with the tough ones yet. I think we have to let it sit a little bit and see how it feels because, again, a month ago we didn't think they'd be here, but once they got here, it's a game they probably should have won.
Guys, late in the game, Eric McClellan was on the bench, especially when they needed ball handlers. Silas Melson getting a lot of run. Did Mark Few explain why the senior guard wasn't on the floor for those crucial late possessions?
Yeah, Coach Few saying afterwards that he should have put McClellan back in there. It was a mistake. He took the blame for it. Of course, a lot of people asking afterwards, why wasn't he in? And not a real reason except that Coach Few taking responsibility.
A couple things, though. He said it just wasn't in the flow. He said Silas Melson was playing really well at the time. And if you were watching that first half, there were times where the game was getting away from Eric McClellan a little bit, playing a little bit too fast for himself. Ball was kind of getting away from him. Had a bunch of turnovers. Well, the turnovers are what killed him at the end. So he was on the bench, but it wasn't like he was taking care of the ball at the same time either. With Sarah Wheeler, I'm Keith Oso, live in Chicago with the Gonzaga Bulldogs, KXOY 4 Sports.